Our next guest is one-third of the legendary girl group Destiny's Child, but that is just one of the many talented hats that she wears. She's also a producer and the lead actress in Tyler Perry's new steamy thriller, Mea Culpa. Kelly Rowland is here.
Yes.
Hello, welcome to Nightline.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're adding the glam factor in this fabulous outfit today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. A little red.
A little
today.
red. And I understand you celebrated a birthday recently.
I did. I celebrated my 43rd birthday. I just literally chilled with my family. I love to eat, and that's all I wanted to do.
Well, we're also celebrating this fabulous new film. It is, as you call it, an erotic, psychological thriller.
You added the psychological in there. I like that. But you've seen it, so you've seen the way it's definitely manipulated.
It is definitely gets you hot under the collar. It's directed by Tyler Perry, and you play a criminal defense attorney who takes on the case of a seductive artist accused of murdering his girlfriend, and things take a little bit of a twist and turn. But let's take a quick look at the clip.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take a look at what the prosecution has, and I'll get back to you.
Today?
I'll let you know when I can.
Unlock your phone. Put my number in.
You can leave it with my secretary on your way out.
Sure you can.
Yeah, exactly. You tell him, Kelly.
I love that you say.
It's so funny because you can tell there's so much chemistry buzzing, but at the same time, you're like trying to keep your head on straight, and then there's this lusty part of it too. I think anyone can relate to that.
Well, it's so interesting because I figured, like, me is so not me, you know? So when Tyler first introduced his character to me, I was definitely nervous about it. And I remember saying yes, and I just really started to walk in her footsteps, and I understood her, and I understood her story, and understood her struggle with her family and marriage and everything, and the dynamic of meeting Zaire and what that was, and her having to take on this case. So.
And the mother-in-law from A Dark Place.
Oh, my gosh. Just the family from, you know.
Exactly.
You know.
I do know where. Exactly. Well, you know, Tyler Perry, as you know, the iconic filmmaker, he said that he has never worked with a producer who has brought so many ideas to the table.
Oh,
what was that collab like?
Well, it was so interesting because, of course, he presented the script to me, and I had all these extra ideas, and I'm thinking, like, am I crazy? You know? But it was like the more I brought ideas, the more he was just so nimble. You know, he's like, oh, yeah, I like that idea. Oh, we should try that. I like this, but maybe we should do this. And I learned so much from him. And I was also intimidated at first, to be honest.
And yet we mentioned that you're also a producer on this film. And does it change the way you act that you are in your head as a producer as well, or does it sort of streamline?
So I had to get out of my head because, you know, like when you're looking at like shots or edits and things back, like which on some of it, I told Tyler, I was like, I don't want to see these. I don't want to see this part because I don't want to be self-critical, you know, and I think that just by accident I know some people who are like, oh my God, I don't like even listening to my voice, you know, when they're listening to like even voicemail messages back. And I didn't want to do that. It was important for me to be in the scene, and Tyler knew how much that meant to me. And it was when it was time to produce or look at lighting or look at something on set, then I was definitely focused on that. So it was like actually knowing where my focus needed to be in that time.
How was it doing the steamy scenes?
How was it doing the steamy scenes? Definitely technical. Not as like...
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. And I mean technical in a way where we actually met with an intimacy coach. Trevante was very respectful, was like giving me my
Where
space.
are the boundaries? Yeah.
And after that was said, you know, it happened. It was like, all right, stop. No, now put it, face this way. You know, it was more technical.
It's more like choreography.
Because we need, exactly, the choreography needed to be right, the cameras needed to be right, the lighting needed to be right, the way we poured it, without giving too much away, but like making sure that it was actually tasteful for the audience.
Well, we know you can act. We also know you can sing. You have one of the most recognizable voices out there. It's been 11 years since your last full-length album, Talk a Good Game. What can we expect with your voice next?
Oh, my goodness. I'm finally ready to tell stories with a body of work. You know, I think that for a while, like I was like, well, do I want to try this? No, I don't want to try this, and I don't want to be trendy, and I don't want to do what, you know, the young people are doing. I want to say something from my perspective, because I think that it was a little bit of that. I've been in the game for 20-something years. So
no, you have not. You started as a child.
So here
it doesn't feel like that.
No, it doesn't feel like that. But for me, I was in my head a bit, and now I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I want to say. I'm 43. I have so much to express. I I think that somebody else will feel the same way I do and have the same thoughts I do. And yeah.
So what are the themes you're exploring in the music?
I can't tell you. I gotta come back and tell you.
Spoiler alert.
But I can tell you, like, I'm literally writing everything down. Like, I feel like I'm so blessed to be in a creative space now to where it just feels like things are just coming, and as they come, I'm telling somebody on my team, or I'm telling somebody, like, let's get in the studio, or let's write this down. Can we set up a meeting with this person? So I'm grateful for the stream of creativity right now.
Well, your creative power is all over the screen. We really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Kelly. And you can watch Mea Culpa this Friday streaming on Netflix.